what we have here is a natural yogurt protein mix. This is good for people who like to get their protein intake without having too many carbohydrates. I have a variant of this when I'm cutting weight for fights. I think it's very good for you, easy for the body to digest. And if you have cut weight, for example, it's good for the body to get all the pounds back on that it actually needs. So what we have here, we have some ingredients. These can be varied depending on what you actually want or like. Natural yogurt, this is kind of the essential. You can go for any brand, just so happens this was available. This one's low fat. Normally I just get a normal one, but low fat, that's great. Here we have raisins. This is a bit of a no-no when you're trying to do carb cutting, but to make life a little bit fun, you can throw a couple in. Here we have some sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds. Flax seeds are good for you because they line the blood with a bit of fat, which gives you a bit more energy. It's good for digestion, fiber, and so on and so forth. Here we have, well, this is what I normally have. It's just like a mix of flaxseed, chia seeds, and black sesame seeds. So that's my usual go-to sort of mix there, which I can add to that. I can add almonds. Almonds are very good. They keep hunger away. Again, lining the blood, and you know, high in protein, and yeah, just pretty much good for you. High in fat, but it's good fat which your body needs. Here we have an apple. I usually go Fuji apple, but this one will do for the sake of flavor. If it's cold from the fridge, it'll give it extra crispiness, so nice texture, and a little bit of sugar and protein powder. If I'm doing this, I'll generally, depending on the amount of yogurt you're putting in, I like maybe 1 scoop of protein powder, which will add to the flavor, so be careful of what flavor you choose. I like vanilla, keeps it quite neutral, but still makes it tasty. Something like ice cream. What we're gonna do, it's a little bit lighter than usual as it's not super chilled, but okay, we're gonna pour in some yogurt here. Okay, as much as you like. It's about half a pot. That's fantastic there. So you got as much yogurt as you want here. The more yogurt you put in, the more you have to eat, basically. So from here, I'm gonna just leave that aside there. What I'm gonna do now, I'll throw in the protein powder. You can't really see too much of that. There's probably a little bit too much protein powder there, but that's absolutely fine. Throw in a few of the raisins just to make things a bit more fun. Okay, bum, bum, bum. As I said, you don't want to go for too many if you're weight cutting. Okay, just throw in some seeds here. Okay, some flaxseed, which is a good one to go for. The seed mixture. Okay, so some black sesame there, golden flaxseed, chia seeds, etc. Okay, now we've got to throw in some almonds, but before we do that, we're just going to put a handful down there, and we're going to crush them and chop them up. Same thing with the sunflower seeds here. So just basically chop them up here. Nice stable table. Okay. So when you're chopping them up, it just basically makes it easier for the body to digest, and you can just wolf down the yogurt as you see fit. Okay, so fair enough, that's enough there for those. Okay, and then sunflower seeds, same thing, just crush up a few. These tend to go everywhere, but it's okay. So just gonna throw those on the top. Okay, and we're gonna do the apple now, so some fruit for sugars, and you know, a bit of texture. How I'd normally do it, I'll just slice along one like that. Normally I just slice down the fan shape. Job done. Chuck that into the mixture. Bowl may not be big enough for all of it. There you go, and just mix it up. Very simple. Something like breakfast cereal, but without the high carbohydrates. So just mixing it up. As I said, the yogurt normally is a little bit thicker, but yeah, still going to taste good. Okay, so this next recipe coming up is a bit of a random one. Well, I mean, it's got salmon in it, fair enough. It's got the usual things like pepper and salt, fine. But I just one day was at home, I wanted to eat something, I was on a weight cut, so I just made salmon on its own. But I didn't have anything to go with it. There were no flavorings or any bits in the house, so I threw in seaweed and there was an orange in the fridge. So that's what happened, orange and seaweed. I don't know why. So what we've got here is a salmon. Normally I go for a salmon fillet, but this is like a salmon section. So we'll see what happens with that. Not tried that before, but you know, it'll turn out just fine. We have sunflower seed oil, sesame seed oil and olive oil. Sesame seed has a really good flavor and it will make it very flavorful. Here we have the orange, the said orange, which I'm going to chop up. Use the orange juice and a bit of the pith to give it some color in contrast to the seaweed. And seaweed to give it flavor, you know, just the spicy stuff. So it's got a bit of bite to it. Again, here we have the sunflower seeds, but here are pumpkin seeds. I'm going to fry those quickly together with the olive oil and the sesame seed oil to give a bit of flavor and texture to the dish. Black pepper here, so the thick ground pepper, and a bit of sea salt mixed there. So that's going to be nice, and a bit of sesame seed on top just to make it look quite cool. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start off with the orange so we don't cross our flavors over. Okay, so I'll put the salmon aside for a bit. You want a nice sweet orange if you can. This one looks pretty good here, nice and full and pulpy, which is great. I've got a bowl here. I'm just going to gouge out the insides a bit here with this. Okay, here you go. Oh, it's getting nice and messy. Make some orange juice. This is a nice orange, I can smell it from here. Okay. Then when we got this bit, use the back end, get some of that pulp in there as well. Nice. Should be enough for our salmon. You know, it's just to add another flavor on top. Now, we're going to take the usual ones first, onions and garlic. Okay, so we're going to just cut these up. I think maybe one onion, one shallot will do. So this is why we did the orange first, so you don't get the garlic all over the orange. See, the orange is now all over the garlic, no problems. Okay, so just chop it up badly, as you can see. Nice and small, fine chopping. There you go. So you got your general onions and garlic here, so shallots for a bit more flavor. Just a little bit. We're going to do that first, and we're going to do those with the seeds. And then we're going to pull it all out and carry on with the salmon. Okay, so what we got here? We've got our seeds, which are obviously going to take a little longer time to cook. Okay, we've got our oil. See if this is open here. Okay, so first up is our olive oil. Going to pour a little bit in there. Getting our sesame seed oil, nice new. Okay, flavor that olive oil, a little bit of sesame seed oil. Okay, that'll make all the difference. Saying there's a lot of oil in there, I'm sure you are, but this is going to be used for all the different items. Okay, it should be enough. Okay, the pan is reasonably hot. Okay, I'm going to throw in some of these seeds here. Okay, so these are going to be coming out again in a second, so here we go. Okay. Okay. So I need to get the heat up a little bit here. It's not quite hot enough at the moment. Okay, so they're going to start bubbling away there. And add a bit of salt to that just to flavor those. Okay, start to bubble and pop. Okay, Trying the other ingredients here, the onions first. Let it all brown out. There you go, got those flavors in there. As soon as you can smell the onions, time for a bit of the garlic. Okay, you can see the seeds are starting to pop like popcorn. And that's when you know they're pretty much already done. So I'm just going to put these aside for a second. This is my very chin-chai sort of way of doing cooking. So now the remaining oil will be very nice. This is going to go back in the pan again later, so give it a bit more flavor. Okay, we got our salmon, which we cut up earlier. So now we've just like deboned it and got rid of all the other random stuff. So it's just like a salmon steak now. There's one bone there, but you know, that's okay. Okay, let's throw that in, see what happens. Okay. Okay, to the salmon we're just going to add a little bit of salt. So it's frying nicely. So we didn't really add any extra oil in there. The skin from the salmon should give us a bit more oil anyway. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of the orange juice on now so it gets flavored. Okay. There we go, so you can see it cooking in the orange juice. Leave a bit more for the serving. Doing that, we're going to get some of this seaweed here. You can just break it up onto it for a bit of flavor. And we'll leave a bit later on for presentation. See where these are at. The salmon is done already by the looks of it. The skin could be crispier, but you know, it's okay. Basically, to make the skin crispy, just add more oil, but it's okay, that's fine. So it wants to break up already, then you know it's already done. Over here, it's breaking up nicely. Very good, very good. Okay. So, I have this bowl of other stuff here, so the seeds, etc. I'm just gonna throw that on for the hell of it. Let's have a look. Okay, maybe this will help the salmon to crisp up a bit. We've got the rest of our orange juice here. Just going to pour that on a little bit. Should add a bit of sweetness to the flavor. It's a bit messy, but you know, I'm gonna eat it anyway. I don't really care what it looks like. It's gonna be gone. Okay, so from here, okay, there you go. Let's just mess it up with a little bit of random seaweed. So we've got to get something to taste the food. So because of the particular fillet that was bought, because of the sunflower seeds that were bought, slightly off, he gets to try it. Here you go. So there you go. There's a fork. There's some fish, I think. I don't know if you, maybe don't try that bit. Okay, okay, go for it, go for it.
I'm gonna try with everything.
Try the little bit. I think you're going to find it's very sticky.
Here I go.
That's right. Okay, so there's a bit of fat on there. You're going to like that. Okay. Is that nice? I have no idea what it tastes like. Don't be kind. Just tastes like
yeah, it's really good.
fish.
Very tasty. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, this is like crunchy, nice and crunchy. This is nice and soft. The orange is like nice texture. Yeah, I mean,
it's
yeah.
fluffy and okay. Okay, you can save some for me. Thank you. Okay, right. Okay, save some for me. Okay, I'll try now. So, what's the rating? What's the rating?
Out of 10. 11 maybe.
11? Wow, that's good. That's good. He knows there's a chokehold in there somewhere. If he says any less, okay.
What do you think?
Orange, sort of salmon, but then with this one as well. Difference in textures. Skin's nice and crispy. Yeah, it's not bad. It's okay. It's still clean enough for a weight cut. A bit oily, but it's olive oil and yeah, it's nice. It's not too bad. Your turn. A lot of people I know are not fans of the protein shakes that I make. It's not going to change this time. What I've got is something very simple that I have in the mornings. I like coffee, so, you know, instant coffee powder. Unfortunately, you know, coffee powder is good. Coffee is good generally, so keeps you awake, increases your heart rate, and yeah, it can make your workouts a little bit more solid. Again, I got my seed mix here. This is the chia seed with flaxseed and sesame seed. Sort of mixture together. It's like all sorts in there together, and you know, lines the blood, is good for you, keeps hunger at bay for a little while longer. I've got protein powder. This is Medtrex Body Fortress. Yeah, just chocolate flavor to go with the coffee. Ends up being a mocha, essentially. And if you aren't trying to cut too much weight, or you are using it for a power workout or morning sort of breakfast, getting oats, quick oats are great. So I'm going to throw in maybe a couple of spoons of these, a couple of scoops, and you know, that's going to help you have some energy to start your day. So what we're going to do, normally I do it in a protein shaker. We have this right now, so that's fine. What we're going to do, we're going to throw a little bit of water in there, just at the bottom, so it doesn't stick. So if you put like oats in and it's dry, or protein powder and it's dry, it's going to start sticking to the bottom. So first thing, protein scoop. Okay, get one. Just going to throw some oats in. Okay, one. Ooh. 2 scoops of oats. Normally we'll do maybe 3 scoops. Already it's absorbing the water. You see how bad carbohydrates would be for a weight cut. Okay, throw in a bit more water there. Okay, so oats with water becomes a little bit milky, that's fine. Okay, now to add to that, I'm going to dig in here into the protein barrel. Got some chocolate flavored protein here. However you want it to taste, you add accordingly. Obviously, the more protein you have, there's more calories, etc., but it tastes better. So we're going to put 1 scoop in here. Okay, this is going to start to stick to the side. You'll see that, but here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so there you go. 1 scoop of protein. Let's get that out the way. Next, coffee powder. Now I like a lot of coffee, so what's going to happen is I just get this and I just pour until I feel satisfied. Okay. Okay, great. Lots of coffee in there, so you can see now there's a heap of coffee in there just to help us kickstart our day off. Now, to keep the day going, we're going to have our seed mix. Okay, we're going to put that in there. It's all going to look a very similar color. Just pour it in there until you feel satisfied again. The chia seeds, the flax seeds, and the sesame seeds. Different colors of flaxseed there. And there you go, it's done. We're going to mix this up quickly. Have to add more water, it's getting nice and thick, lots of protein powder in there. Mix it up again. So you can see that the protein is all consistent. Otherwise you're going to get lumpy bits of chocolate. I mean, it's not terrible having lumpy bits of chocolate, but when you're trying to drink it, it's just a bit horrible because it explodes in your mouth and it's dry like flour. Okay. Mixing that up so you can see there, running around. Okay, there you go. You can still see some lumps in there, but you know, this is not a shaker. I can't shake it. I suppose what I can do is, let's go cocktail. Let's go cocktail and try like this. Okay, it's going to be disgusting, but we are shaking the cravat with a glass. It's just like cocktail. We could put vodka in this. I don't know, maybe. There you go. Now it's shaken up and it's consistent all the way through. Boom. Voila. It's making everything nice and dirty. Okay. You can add a bit more water if you like, but this is absolutely fine. There you go. Just going to get the last bits across. Breakfast in a cup. Job done. The three dishes that were made were, first up, yogurt with lots of seeds and nuts mixed in together with some protein powder, and that's good for like breakfast or lunch. The second dish we made was a salmon fillet dish with orange juice and seaweed, random ingredients found in the kitchen at the time, seemed to work okay. And last but not least, it's the breakfast shake that I'm sure will be very, very popular. So thank you very much for watching. Take it easy and check out FHM. I forgot to add the sesame seeds, so there you go. So it's a little bit there. Voila, job done. Boom.